What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I want to talk about the New York Jets, the latest coaching rumors, and how there are a couple questionable names making the rounds today, and I want my stance on both of these candidates known immediately. We'll start with the first one that I saw, which was courtesy of Boomer Esiason on the morning show on WFAN, was discussing that John Gruden wants to get back into coaching, and he has previously been linked to the Jets. So let's play the clip from Boomer.
I'm going to give you a lot of credit for this because you brought something up, I want to say 5 or 6 weeks ago when the Jets fired Rob Saleh. And you started talking about what did the Jets need, who do they need, what kind of personality do they need, and what kind of legitimacy and credibility do they need. And you mentioned one name, and that name was John Gruden. Now, all of a sudden, the last couple of weeks, that name is out there all over the place. Like, is it a realistic situation that he would want to get back into football? I'm telling you right now, a couple calls last night. I can confirm that he definitely wants to get back in. 100%. Yeah. I can also confirm, and I believe this to be true. This is, again, my opinion after speaking to at least 2 different people that are involved in coaching searches and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That there are teams that are interested in him. And if it's not this year, it's definitely next year. But he's coming back. He's definitely coming back.
So no surprise that John Gruden wants to get back into the NFL. It seems like that's been the case over the last couple of years. I believe he is still suing the NFL right now. So a return has some hurdles, to put it lightly. But I recently saw a quote, and recently as in like this week, saw a post on Instagram. So I'll play the clip that I saw on why this sums up why I'm not in on John Gruden.
And we know you've coached for many years, but we wanted to know, what do you think the difference was when you coached the Super Bowl winning team? Do you think there's a difference in the locker room or something else going on with the team?
Well, we won Super Bowl 37. We played 19 games, won 15, and did not take one snap in the shotgun. Okay. So we'll be the last team to ever win a Super Bowl with no shotgun snaps. Wow. So I think the whole culture of the game, from how it's being played, is different. The rules are different, and times are different. So, yeah, everything is completely different 20 years later than it was then.
Did you hear what he said there? When he won the Super Bowl in the 2002 season, his offense did not run a single snap out of shotgun in the entire season. That's how long ago it was, and that's how much the NFL has changed since he last had success at the NFL level. Sure, the Bucs made the playoffs in 2005 and then again in 2007 and almost in 2008 before he finally got fired. And then he came back, but it's not like he was great when he came back. We'll get to the numbers there when he was with the Raiders for 3.5 seasons. But the reason that people like John Gruden is because of the personality, and I get it. He's a fiery guy, and he has good quotes, and he's intense, and he's a football guy. Like, no one is ever going to take that away from John Gruden. My fear with why I'm not sold that John Gruden is going to work out in 2025 is because people will point to his success in the league that is 20 plus years ago. This is like, you want Bill Cowher back? Are we going to do that game again where he hasn't coached in the NFL in almost 20 years, but that's a name that continues to get brought up a lot. Maybe Mike Martz can run the offense like the greatest show on turf Rams. Hell, Bill Parcells got him back on track around the same time that John Gruden won his Super Bowl. Maybe 84-year-old Bill Parcells would be the guy to step back in and run the show and right the wrong from the last 20 years. But for Gruden, like we saw this. He came back in 2018 after not coaching in a decade. And in his 4 years as a coach, he went 4-12, 7-9, 8-8, and 3-2. And he's an offensive guy, and his offense really only had one good season, the COVID year in 2020 when they went 8-8. He was 28th in points, 24th in points, 10th in points, and 18th in points over the 3 plus, really almost 4 seasons coming back into the NFL. It's not like he came back in the Raiders, like the light switch came on and they were this juggernaut offense during the time that he was there. He wasn't. They had one good year, but that was pretty much the outlier Carr year. Look at some of the draft classes too. Like, I get people bring up, well, what about him running the football operations? Well, didn't really work that great when he was there, running the show with the Raiders. Max Crosby was the massive hit from 2019. But you also had that same year, Cleveland Farrell, 4th overall, Jonathan Abram, 27th overall. The next year, Henry Ruggs, 12th overall, out of the league. 19th overall, Damon Arnett, out of the league. Alex Leatherwood in 2021, bust. This is the guy you want to run the show? I'm not convinced by it. I'm really not. It's a big name, which fits the Jets bill. And also fits the bill for the fan. It's a name that, all fans are going to know, John Gruden's name. He's intense. I find John Gruden very entertaining whenever I see a video of him come up. Am I convinced he's going to be the guy who can turn around a franchise in 2025? About 20 plus years since the last time he's had success in the NFL? I don't get it. So no, I'm not in on the John Gruden one. The other name that was floating around today is one that sent shivers down my spine. Brian Costello, reporter for the New York Post, covers the New York Jets, wrote an article breaking down all the different head coaching options for the Jets. And the name that he predicted will be the Jets head coach is Matt Nagy. So Matt Nagy was the Bears coach from 2018 to 2021 and has been an offensive coordinator and has worked under Andy Reid pretty much the rest of his time in the NFL. From 2008 to 2017, he was with Andy Reid. So going back to the Philly days, he started as an intern and then a quality control coach, and then eventually the quarterback coach with the Chiefs. And then finally, he was an offensive coordinator his final year in 2017 before the Bears ended up poaching him away for the 2018 season. Now, like I said, he was the Bears coach from 2018 to 2021. We'll go over what he ended up doing there in a second. But since he's gotten back with Andy Reid, he was the quarterback's coach in Kansas City for a couple years, and then he's been the OC since 2022. My question is, what has this guy done away from Andy Reid to make us think that he could be good at his job? I get it. He was the offensive coordinator under Reid, who ran the show offensively in 2017. He's also he's come back and been a quarterback coach for Patrick Mahomes. Pretty fairly easy job. Offensive coordinator for Patrick Mahomes. Another fairly easy job. This feels like Adam Gase all over again. And I guess the difference was Gase got hired to be a head coach in Miami, fired, and then the Jets hired him immediately. It's not like he had a little bit of a gap to learn, so to speak. But he went back to the cushy job of being Andy Reid's right-hand guy. And look at the offenses in Chicago. They were never good. The reason why they made the playoffs was because of their defenses and Vic Fangio's defense at the time. Yards, they ranked 21st, 29th, 26th, and 24th the 4 years that he was there. In points, the first year they put up some points. They were 9th in the league. That's good. But then they were 29th, 22nd, and 27th the rest of his tenure there. He got one okay season out of Mitch Trubisky in 2018. That was Mitch's second season in the NFL and Matt Nagy's first season as head coach of the Chicago Bears. But other than that, Mitch didn't build off of that. He regressed and they decided to move on. And he was part of the regime that drafted Justin Fields. So he had a rookie Justin Fields and it didn't work either. So really, all we have is it working with Andy Reid pre-Patrick Mahomes, so the Alex Smith era. Then you have it working with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid going back there. But in the middle, you have not working out with Mitch Trubisky and then get to draft your own guy, Justin Fields, didn't work out with him either. Why am I convinced that Matt Nagy's going to be the guy to figure it out? And why is he not going to be just another Adam Gase? I think both of these options are truly horrible for the Jets. I would not be happy with either one of these scenarios for the New York Jets head coach. And I hope they don't go that way. But I'd like to hear from you. Do you like Matt Nagy? Do you like John Gruden? Let me know in the comments, or do you agree with me? Sound off below. Subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you next time.